Welcome back to the Represent Podcast. We're here. We're with Madison again. Hello, Madison.
Hey, guys.
We had Madison on a couple weeks ago, and we had a little bit of unfinished business.
Yeah.
We wanted to start going down some rabbit holes, and we just did not have time. But today, we got time. So we're just going straight in. Okay,
let's do
We're going
it.
straight in.
Straight in.
We're talking all about sexual sin today, and taking something that God has made, something beautiful that God has made, and seeing how humans have perverted it. Mm-hmm. So we're talking like premarital sex, homosexuality, relationships, porn, lust, the temptation of all of it, why it's hard to abstain from these things, and why the world loves it. So, yes, that's what we're going. What you think?
Let's do it.
You ready for this?
Let's get into it.
Okay, so I think we'll just take this sucker bit by bit, piece by piece, okay? Premarital sex. Bang. First topic on the board.
Okay, let's do it.
First topic on the board. All right.
Perfect.
So, God made man.
Mm-hmm.
He made woman.
Mm-hmm.
He made sex, bro.
He did.
Sex is not a sin.
No. It's
Sex
a
ain't
beautiful
bad.
thing, really.
Sex ain't bad.
No.
Sex is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is.
Like, we as Christians, God wants us to be in relationship and have babies and raise them in the way that they should go.
I agree.
The church don't like to talk about sex a lot.
They do not, sadly.
They want to talk about it whenever they have like a Bible study set apart for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what you're getting. But it's like, they don't want to talk about it. But sex is not bad. Mm-mm. But man, human beings, we have done things that has made it bad.
Yeah.
So sex is for man and wife.
Yes.
Not for
shawties. It's a no-no.
Homies. The streets.
The in-betweens.
It's not for all these people. Mm-mm. And that's where I wanted to kick off first. What is the importance of abstaining from premarital sex and waiting until you get married? Like, mm-hmm. Why is that even important for Christians? Mm-hmm. And for people who have already like done these things, mm-hmm. Why is it like not the end of the world?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking on these?
Let's get into it. So God's definitely made sex for a man and his wife, you know? And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. I mean, you can produce a whole living child from it, you know, and children are amazing. But, like, sorry. But it is such, like, an intimate connection to have with someone. Mm-hmm. And I believe that is why God made it just for man and wife. Because it is so, like, intimate and, like, the feelings, like, I feel like that is the most intimate connection you can have with another human being. It is so, like, it's so much more than just the physical act of doing it. Yeah. You know, yeah. It's feelings, it's love, it's, you know, it's everything pretty much. Mm-hmm. And I just think, like, if you're out here with old Tommy boy, mm-hmm. just, you know, messing around and
Not
stuff.
Tommy,
dude. I don't even know. If your name's Tommy, I'm so sorry. But you're out here with old Tommy boy and y'all, you know, do the deed, whatever. Tommy boy gonna get up and leave you. Like, you just gave yourself away to someone who doesn't care for you, who doesn't love you,
there was
no commitment at all. And, like, I feel like every person you lay down with takes a piece of you. Mm. And that piece is meant for someone that God has made for you. And you're out here, like, just giving yourself to this person and this person, hoping to maybe feel loved or hoping to have that intimate connection with them. But you're not going to, because it's made for your husband.
Yeah.
Your husband, not no homeboy you saw at the club. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're not going to get that same type of feeling from that person than you are going to get with your husband when you get married and you decide to lay down with him.
Sheesh. Well, that's it for the podcast.
That's it.
No, that I actually wanted to hit that because you said, like, a piece of you leaves.
Mm-hmm.
like once you get in the room with that person.
Oh, absolutely.
And I always call it laying with fire.
Yeah.
And it's like you're like sleeping with somebody and you sleep with another somebody, and that's just like burning you little by little. And like there's people walking around burnt up.
That part.
And the thing about a burnt piece of paper is you can't get that back. Mm-hmm. It's a soul lock.
It is,
and like you said, you're giving pieces of yourself to somebody, and then one day you're finally going to meet the one, and you cannot offer your 100% self because you've given it to these people out here. And that's what people don't understand when they decide that they want to do it. Like, they're not thinking. They're thinking right now.
Yeah.
Like, and they think, oh, well, it's just sex, bro. It's not a big deal.
I know.
And
they
don't
like
understand.
A minute of pleasure. Like,
they don't
what?
understand the emotional ties.
Yes,
and
that part.
The mental ties.
Yes.
To that person that you're gonna have like forever, at least for like a long time, bro. And you're always gonna be thinking about like, oh my gosh, that time with Tommy was crazy, right? Like you're gonna be married, bro, and Tommy
is still in your mind.
Is gonna be your first still, and that's always gonna be with you. And that's why it's crazy. It's like sex is not like oh my gosh, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's like serious. And that's why God ultimately made it so serious, is because he made marriage so serious. And he made it for your marriage so that all of your emotional intimacy and mental and physical intimacy is to this one person, so that you can have a bond that is not meant to be broken, because divorce is also wrong.
Yeah.
So
divorce
getting
is
married,
like,
dude, getting married, emotional bond. Sex, emotional bond. It's meant to have a ultimate breakup, ultimate makeup of something that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Something that's supposed to be unstoppable.
And we're treating it like it's just
and we're treating it like it's a fling.
Yes.
But ultimately it's draining you for and draining your future someone of 100% you.
Yeah. And
our pastor said it like this. He said, if you look at anything beautiful, it's two things coming together. He said, if you look at, if you think a beach is beautiful, that's land and sea. They're both beautiful, but when they come together, that's the beach.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the beach.
True that.
Night and day, that's sunset. Everybody loves the sunset. It's beautiful. Man and woman are fine, but together they're beautiful. Yeah. Doing things that are beautiful, that makes them better together. So whenever you do these things and have sex with people outside of marriage, that is taking away from the thing that was meant for that specific someone. And it's tearing a piece of you out every time.
Yeah. It's I know, it's crazy. And it's just like, our body is God's temple. So why are we letting people who are temporary destroying it for your forever person, you know? And I've always thought about that, like, my body is a temple, and if I'm out here giving it to Tommy and then giving it to Jared the next day, you know, that's not honoring God, and that is destroying the temple he has given me for my future husband. You know, and if we think about it, like, I don't want my future husband out here sleeping with old Jessica and then Brittany the next, you know, like, I don't want that. So I shouldn't be doing that either.
Yep.
And like God, like, and everyone's like, oh, you know, well, what if like you have to experiment? You have to like know what you like.
And that's lame.
And it's like, God chose a husband for you. He's not going to disappoint you. He's going to give you everything that you need, you know?
And if you're so worried about what it's going to be like, then you have a lust rather than a love.
Yeah, and also you just not trusting God, bro. Like, you're just not trusting him. And that is such, like, I have, like, it's always been hard for me growing up, like, trusting him because, you know, like, I lost my mom and all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, what's next? Like, come on now. But then, like, I have fully, like, now, I have, like, fully, like, just, like, God, do whatever. Like, it's all to you. And it's crazy how many, like, amazing things have happened in my life since I'm like, I don't care, bro. Like, whatever God says, you know, it's up to God. Don't ask me. It's him. So you just have to trust him, and, like, he will give you someone that's meant for you. And as a woman, like, you know, the man is supposed to pursue us. So if I think, like, oh, Tommy's a freaking good-looking dude, you know, he needs to come and pursue me because I am his missing rib. You know?
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And I think the thing that drives all of this is like lust.
Oh, yeah.
And lust just makes you dumb.
It do.
Because lust ain't love.
It do.
Lust is like, oh my gosh, they fine.
Mm-hmm.
Love is they ugly, but they mine. Like that's the difference.
Yeah, no,
that's the
for
difference.
real.
Love
ugly.
is you waking up and your wife, bad breath.
Mm-hmm.
She not fine no more because y'all both 60, but
Yeah.
that's my girl.
I know looks are going to
Lust
change.
is just chasing after all these girls because they fine, and you're bored.
Yeah.
And James says that temptation comes from the desires of your heart. Temptations come whenever you're bored, and the devil starts telling you, "Oh, you really want that fine girl right now?
Go and
You
get
better
her.
go. You better hit her up right now." And that's when things get out of control because you're not thinking here.
Yeah.
You're not thinking here. You're thinking just straight desire, straight human
fleshly
desires.
Yeah.
And lust leads to these things. Lust leads to you wanting to pursue something even though it's not there.
Yeah.
And lust is so easy.
It is. It really is.
And that's how you can tell if it's lust or love is like, do you want to be around that person when it's not fun? Do you want to be through the tough times? Like you were talking about how people want to quote unquote like practice so they know like sex and stuff like that. What you need to do is practice relationships. That's what dating's for. And see how can I put up with this person through everything.
Yeah.
Like, can we get in an argument and still be okay? Can we do things that aren't fun and still get through it, right?
Yeah.
That's practicing in relationships. Because you're showing, okay, we can make it through this tough stuff. We can make it whenever life ain't sexy and just awesome and stuff like that, right?
And yeah.
We know we can make it. But that is the ultimate goal of love is relationship.
Yeah.
And then once that relationship becomes marriage, it's almost like an award. A reward of like, okay,
it is.
y'all go make babies now. Like, y'all made it. Congrats.
Y'all did it.
And that's why it's important, is because it's almost like a thing that we can do now that we're married.
Yeah.
Bro, if you already been having sex, bro, now you're married.
What's the point of marriage,
sex doesn't mean anything if you're already married, if you've
Yeah.
already been sleeping around.
Yeah.
So it's like, or like a boyfriend, girlfriend who've been dating for like 5 years, living together, having sex, and then they get married. It's like, bro, there's nothing special about your marriage.
Yeah.
Now. Like,
I agree.
marriage is still beautiful, and marriage is still perfect and great. And they should celebrate it. But like, it could be something even crazier. But you've rushed this whole process.
Yeah. I also like though, like I also want to put out there that like, how do you like because I know some people like they've had sex and they've done it, but they're like getting closer to God and they're realizing and they're taking another vow to be abstinence.
Yeah.
Like I feel for them though, like you know, because it's like, dang. Like, yeah, you've already done it, but if you're making a vow to be abstinence again, like that still means something. It still means a lot. Yeah. And it's like,
oh my gosh, bro. And people make like premarital sex, they make that sin like through the roof.
Dude,
like, oh my gosh, sinner. Like, people will be like, I want a girl, a good Christian girl, but she can't have slept with anybody before.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
But like in today's society, that's the real truth though. Like,
yeah. People are like learning. They're making these mistakes and they're like, oh my gosh.
Because we weren't taught it in the church.
Yeah.
The church doesn't talk about it.
You grew up in a not Christian home.
You
find Jesus later. And it's like, we're over here like hurting people and putting them off because they made a mistake, bro. Yeah. And you watching porn over here?
God. And because like, I know sometimes that's like someone's testimony. Is hooking up, like they're hooking up with all these guys and all this stuff, but now that they know God, they're like, they realize like, oh, that is wrong, so let me not do that. Yeah. And I don't know, I just feel for them because it's like, giving them grace. I know, because people look at them like, you're dirty, whenever they're like, everyone sins, you know, all sins are the same.
I think lust drives all these sexual sins. The next thing is porn. Okay, and lust drives that as well. So porn is like obviously 150 million times talked about more for men than it is women. Both struggle. Men do struggle more. Yeah. But it's a big problem for both sides of the party. And that also, dude, oh my gosh, you do not have to have premarital sex for your future sex with your future someone, okay, wait, to be ruined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Premarital sex is not the only thing that can ruin your future sex with your future spouse.
Absolutely.
Because porn can as well.
100%.
Because what you're doing is you're looking at a fantasy with good lighting, up close to this, up all this weird stuff going on. So now you have an image of what it's supposed to be like, and then you get married, and you're like, what? This isn't what I expected. This isn't like fun. Like what is that video showed like, and it gives you false, dude. The pornography industry makes more money than like MLB, NBA,
that is
NFL
insane.
combined, bro.
Dude.
Combined, bro.
That's wild.
These horn monsters out here spending cash out here for this.
Yeah.
They're chasing. It's like 40% of marriages that 40% of marriages that end up in divorces have something to do with the man involved in porn.
Yeah.
And that's because ultimately that can go back to not being satisfied with your partner because you're watching porn.
Yes. And I read this thing where it was like imagination is a God, it's a gift that God gave us. But if we're feeding it dirt, it's gonna be dirty. So if we're like watching stuff like porn, our mind and our heart is gonna mirror that. And that's insane, dude. Yeah, that's insane. Porn is wild.
It's the fantasy.
Yeah, it's
of what God
fantasy.
Made. It's lust of what God made, and it's just like, bro.
Like that's not real. It's scripted.
And that again, it takes away because you're so involved in what's going on.
Yeah.
And then once you find a true relationship, and like it ain't all this like weird stuff that this video is showing you. It's like, where's all that?
Yeah.
And it's like you and yourself, it's harder for you to even like find pleasure in what is made for you and your wife or you and your husband because you were expecting something like you were expecting some magic to happen.
Like
magic,
rainbows and
that's
unicorns
not real,
and
bro.
stuff. Yeah.
That's not real. All this manufactured stuff, bro. You can talk to all these like ex-porn stars about their stories of like starting and finishing these shoots and just how it works. It's like completely everything. There's not one thing in it that's real.
Genuine.
Yeah. Everything is fake.
And
these millionaires are making money off you watching these clowns.
No,
and then you expect that to be real life from God.
And there's no love in it. There's no
It's just straight,
intimacy.
Oh my gosh, you're fine.
Yeah, it's just lust,
I have desires right now.
Yeah.
Let's fulfill these desires.
Let's do it,
and dip. Hookup culture.
I hate it. I hate it.
The same thing, bro.
It's terrible.
The same thing. Hookup, bro. Pornography is like hookup culture in your mind.
No, yeah, it really is.
You can't get none, so you're just gonna like watch this yourself, and then I'm gonna have to like make a little clip before this whole podcast starts and just say like beware before watching this video.
Yeah, we probably should. We probably should. Yeah, but
all these things, bro. Sexual sin, lust, taking you into premarital sex, taking you into porn. It takes away from your future someone.
And I know a lot of people are like, at least I'm not having sex, bro. It doesn't matter.
Oh my
if you're thinking about it, you're committing it in your heart. And it does not matter. Like, yeah, you're not having sex, but are you honoring God? What are you doing, bro?
If you have to be like, how much can we do?
Yeah, like loopholes and stuff. And it's like, no. Bro, no.
Okay. People, they're like, well, how much can we do before it's a sin? Sex is a sin. This is sex. How close
can we go
until it's a sin?
Yeah.
Bro, that's a sin. Period.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like that.
If this is sin, bro, you need to turn around and go that way.
It's like Finding Nemo, when he's like, I'm going to touch the butt.
Yeah.
And
he just gets close.
and then he finally, and you're going to get close enough to where it's just like, well, it's only this much more. So let me just go ahead and touch it.
And whenever you're doing that and you're playing the game of like, well, how close before, that shows that you're not staying away from it because you want to stay away from it. You're staying away from it just because it's the wrong thing to do. We need to be staying away from these sexual sins because that's what God wants us to do.
Yeah.
Like the first way that Christians go about not sinning is doing it because we're told. I don't
yeah.
go, like
Yeah.
we don't go the speed limit because we want to go slow. We do it because that's what we have to do.
Yeah, or you're going to get
And the
ticket.
same thing with Christian life. Like, oh, I can't have sex, I guess, because God said so. But eventually that becomes into, I don't want to because God said so.
Yeah.
So if you're living a life saying, oh, how close can we get to do, and it's like, bro, you're missing the point, bro.
Or like even like sending pictures of yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Like even that, like
Then you're like making
exposing
porn,
yourself.
bro.
No, literally like,
Dude, bro, that's worse, bro.
Dude, it
that's
is.
worse
It's
because you're
exposing
walking around
yourself.
your little high school, and it's like 8 of these porn stars that been in your phone
I
are
know.
walking around, and you have a personal relationship with all these people.
Dude, yes, because, pictures, high school, crazy, bro. Like, stuff gets passed around, small town, stuff gets passed around. So, if you're...
They used to airdrop people stuff, boy.
Dude,
that mother popping my phone.
I know. I think you airdropped a photo of me one time in high school.
Me?
You did, yeah. It was like an embarrassing photo. It wasn't like
Oh, my God.
Okay,
my God.
hold on, rewind. Rewind.
Bro.
Sorry,
you
guys.
Cannot do that.
Sorry, guys. It was like a silly...
I started sweating.
I'm so sorry. It was a silly, goofy little...
You see what she just did there, bro? She just tried to put me on blast right after we're talking about exposing like nudes. You did it to me before.
Canceled, bro. Canceled.
Don't you lie to them, Duke. You did it to me before.
Actually, this is an
I was like,
episode
oh my
about
gosh.
exposing you, bro. I'm sorry.
I have never
I'm so sorry.
sent or received said pictures.
Nope. Sorry. My bad, boss.
holy moly. Dude. Okay, anyways.
Okay, sorry.
Yep, great chat. Cool. But yeah, so like now you're like manufacturing like and it becomes more real
Yeah.
because with these people.
Mm-hmm.
And then now life is just awkward.
Dude, yeah.
Because
and,
like you
you're
dating
not-
this girl, but you have pictures of this girl.
Dude,
And it's like,
And you know what?
The
And you're probably
Spider-Man
not
meme.
even gonna like talk to her in a week.
Bro.
Maybe even not even in a day.
and you know what that does? It tears a piece. It tears a piece of you away from your future spouse.
Yeah.
That's all sexual sin, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It tears a piece of you from your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Trying to put me on blast.
I'm sorry. It wasn't.
That's crazy.
Disclaimer. Nothing's
That's
ever
crazy.
happened.
Okay, cool. Lust leads us into sexual sin like premarital sex, like pornography, hookup culture, things like that. All of these things ultimately take away the true meaning and blessing of what God gives us, which is sex with our future someone.
Yeah.
Homosexuality relationships. That's a
Yeah.
hot topic
That is a hot
in the
topic.
world today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because, like, there's not a ton of Bible that, like the Bible isn't like, don't be gay. Like, it just doesn't say that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very weird. So we look in the Bible, and God destroys a place and it's like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately that is because what these people were doing is they were just like feasting off of like lust. And it was like gay relationships.
Yeah.
It's like man and man. It was like man and like boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like chasing, doing these things. And obviously like God smoked that place.
Yeah.
Like smoked that place.
Smoked it,
And
bro.
people, they still don't understand. They're like, why is being gay wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Why is homosexuality wrong? Why are these things wrong? And I'm not the guy to ask because I don't like I know it's wrong
Yeah.
because Scripture identifies it's wrong. Adam and Eve, man and woman, come together.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says man and woman.
Yeah.
That's what it says. Why does God not want there to be gay relationships?
We don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
I am
'cause,
not
like,
going to condone those. I'm not going to say, yeah, I mean, it doesn't specifically tell us why not, so go ahead. No. It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
I agree.
I don't know why.
And it's like, and a lot of like, gay people think like, you're a Christian, you hate me.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly with the premarital sex thing.
Yeah, like, no, I don't. necessarily approve of like what you do and your actions, but I'm still going to love you because God tells me to.
Bro, and I was thinking about this the other day. The thing about people in like a part of the LGBTQ community in these relationships out in the public, I almost like people hate on them. The Christians hate on them so much.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're living out their sin in front of you while you hide yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, you're gay. That's wrong. You're watching porn every single night. You're sleeping around with these girls and no one knows except for you, right? And
you're
Christians,
using them for your own
Christians
pleasure.
are talking about these people.
Yeah.
Bro, they're just not ashamed to like show what they're doing. Let's show what you got going on.
Yeah, no.
Both are wrong.
Yeah.
Both are the opposite of what God wants.
Yeah.
But you can't be talking about these people in homosexual relationships unless you're going to talk about what you got going on.
True that.
So, sexual sin, crazy.
It do be crazy. It's wild.
Crazy.
And it's so hard dating in our age. I feel like because there's Tinder, there's all these like dating apps which are really hookup apps, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And like, you really think God's gonna give your husband on this dude on this app because you swiped right? That's wild, bro.
It's rare, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah, bro. And the Bible doesn't even talk about dating.
I know.
So it's like, how do you date? It's like these people, they were getting married at like 12 years old.
Like, that's wild.
Like Mary had Jesus. She was in like junior high.
I know. That's wild, dude.
And yeah, so like it doesn't really talk about dating, but like we said earlier, dating is to kind of see almost like practice.
Yeah.
And if the dating relationship ain't working, then you got dip.
Yeah,
Don't just stay there. Allow that to like tear you down. Like, well, they cheating on me, but like, no, whoa.
Whoa, stop.
Peace. Crazy.
Yeah,
whoa.
that part.
It's really to learn. It's a learning experience, and then as it goes on, you grow affection and you grow in love and these things and stuff like that.
See, like I feel like people date just to date and they're bored and they're wasting time. But like, I date to marry. If I'm dating you, then I see hopefully a future with you.
Yeah.
And honoring God, not just like, oh, let's get married and play house. Like, no, let's get married and work with each other to grow us closer to God and like
you want to learn who they are.
And
Caleb Gordon, he's a Christian rapper. In one of his songs, he says, "I don't care how you twerking, I want to see how you worship."
Dude, that part, I love that.
And that's ultimately like the people date because like they're fine.
Yeah.
Or he got a six pack. Or they're popular. And
social status.
The Bible talks about beauty is fleeting. You all gonna get old, crusty, dusty, and ugly. Are you willing to put up with that person?
Yeah.
For 50 years?
Yeah.
That's what love is.
A lot of people are.
Love is waking up, your girl next to you, stink breath, wrinkles, and you like.
In her moo-moo.
And you're like, you're mine.
Yeah.
We're doing life together. Love is not looks. Love is not on screens, on private websites that are in your private Safari browsers right now because they're not in your public browsers. That's not love. That's fantasy. That's fake.
That is. That's what Satan wants us to believe that what love is.
That's all he wants because he wants it. He wants to take away what God made. So what he gives you is counterfeit, and he gives you the cheap stuff that takes away from you. So ultimately, when you do the thing that God has for you, it's not as strong as it could be.
Yeah, it's not. It's just another thing.
That's wild. That's wild. Sexual sin, bro. Just like that.
Just like that, bro.
It's a big thing because sexual sin not only affects you, but it affects your future someone. And it ultimately will affect you emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Absolutely.
And it can affect you for the rest of your life. And that's why it is an issue. No sin's greater than the other sin. But the consequences of some of these sexual sins is just detrimental.
Yeah.
To you and your future someone.
And your mental health. I feel like it takes a toll on
yeah,
your
exactly.
mental health so
and
much.
It all comes back from something that God made that we perverted.
You know what I hear people saying a lot, which is wild to me that they're saying, like, oh, well, if we don't sin, then Jesus died for nothing. Bro, what? That's wild. Have you ever heard someone say that?
You got crazy friends, bro.
They're not my friend. But that's wild. Like,
Yeah.
huh?
Cheap grace. Doing it, be like, oh, well, God will forgive me.
Yeah, like,
Lame.
dude, that is not what he wants from us, and you know that.
God has something beautiful for all of us. And it's even better when you wait. So think with your mind. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's bars. Sexual sin, bad.
yeah,
Sleeping before marriage,
bad.
bad.
No, no.
Porn,
No, no.
bad. Hookup culture,
Mm-mm.
bad. Homosexuality, bad. But no worse than what you doing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Marriage, very good.
Good.
Sex is good
In marriage.
in the right place.
Yeah.
Some of y'all burnt up because y'all sleeping with fire. And you trying to get married, and boy, I don't even know what's going on. It's just a pile of char.
Charcoal.
Pile of char rolling in a wagon down the aisle getting married. That was a little much. It's not that big. But
Oh,
okay. That was harsh.
Hey, but they need it.
But
People need
even
to hear
though if you make that choice of premarital sex, it's not the end of the world.
True.
Because God's grace and love and forgiveness is for everybody, for no matter what you're doing. So don't think because you did that, like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find love and da-ba-da. You're fine. Just start pursuing him and what he wants for you. And find someone who's really going to take you for who you are and not treat you differently based on your past. That also comes by being open with your past.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these are sins, but ultimately they're not anything that you should be holding yourself back because of.
Mm-hmm.
God's grace still is there for everybody. Just a disclaimer because we've been roasting these people. Yeah.
We have been.
Madison, thanks. Lizzie's also in the house. Hi, Lizzie. Had to shout her out. Fire, bro. It's been good. Thanks, bro.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Represent podcast every week.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Unless I don't post. Like,
hey, guys, it wasn't me. It was 100% him.
Madison was busy, so we couldn't record this anyways. Represent podcast every single Tuesday. Follow us on all social media everywhere, wherever you get podcasts. We love y'all. Peace.